There aren't many filmmakers as prolific and influential as Akira Kurosawa, and as far as I'm concerned, he's top 3 directors of all time. Really hot take, I know. Kurosawa's career spanned 5 decades and included 30 movies, the most popular usually centering around samurai. Rashomon, Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Kagemusha, just to name a few. They were fresh, they were rebellious, and they were exciting. While I love Kurosawa's proto-westerns just as much as the next guy, for me it's his more grounded stories that rank above the rest, specifically his 1952 drama, Ikiru. The story of Ikiru is a simple one. When a low-level bureaucrat finds out he's dying of cancer, he attempts to meaningfully live out his final days. It's only upon learning about his diagnosis that he truly considers the way he spends his time. His relationship with his son, his soul-sucking desk job. He had been living on autopilot, and it took the turning of an hourglass to realize it. One of the most fascinating components of Ikiru is the relationship between our protagonist, Watanabe, and his co-worker, Odagiri. When stripped down to its bare bones, this relationship isn't an uncommon one throughout other media. Toru and Midori from the novel Norwegian Wood comes to mind for me personally. But it's the way Kurosawa frames the relationship that makes it so captivating. We watch as their relationship morphs from an innocent friendship into Watanabe trying as best he can to live vicariously through his young, bubbly acquaintance. What begins as wholesome eventually comes to a climax in this scene. Equal parts tragic and uncomfortable, the scene ends with Watanabe alone. And in a film full of images that won't be able to leave your head, this may be my favorite. Watanabe descending the staircase as the youthful group of women await their friend. One generation quietly descending, while the other is just emerging. As if this image didn't already hold such a strong meaning in terms of generational divide and the different stages of one's life, it also holds meaning in regards to the social and political climate of Japan in 1952. Kurosawa is no stranger to incorporating social commentary in his films, and this is no different. The older generation, tired, jaded. The younger generation, ready to rebuild Japan into something greater than the wreckage it was reduced to less than a decade ago. I think everyone should watch this movie. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you'll be able to appreciate Ikiru. Human beings can't agree on much, but the only certainty we can all get behind is that one day we will die. What we choose to do before we die is up to us, and Ikiru isn't an aggressive call to action to be a better person or to go start a non-profit. It simply offers a different lens. It offers reflection. How do we spend our time? What could we do differently? These are questions I haven't started to seriously think about until recently, and Ikiru may have just been the stepping stone I needed to begin to answer them. I don't think Ikiru was the first film to tackle existentialist ideas, and it certainly wasn't the last. But I do think it's still the best. 70 years later, and I can't think of a better contender. I think the reason it remains so timeless is because when the only criteria needed for audiences to connect with your film is to be mortal, then that film is immortal. While Ikiru sounds bleak on paper, it brings me an immense sense of comfort. The film ends with the inevitable scene we've been dreading as an audience, but it's presented with as much care and delicacy as the snow that engulfs it. I really do believe this is Kurosawa at his best. Sure, his later films like High and Low or Sanjuro feature more refined blocking and more exciting cinematography, but I don't think he ever reached this level of emotional depth again. Thanks for watching.